the West, he's one of the most influential artists of our time. In China, Weiwei has become much more. The once darling of Beijing is now public enemy number one. His unrelenting criticism of the Chinese government nearly cost him his life. In 2009, he was beaten by police and suffered a severe brain hemorrhage after blaming the government for the death of thousands of children when shoddy buildings collapsed in the Sichuan earthquake. In 2011, Ai Weiwei was arrested and held in a secret detention facility for 81 days. He was released, but held under house arrest until 2015. Shortly after, on a trip to Greece with his young son, Ai Weiwei witnessed a boat of migrants landing in Lesbos. He's been obsessed with the global refugee crisis ever since. Ai Weiwei has been busy visiting refugee camps and migrants in 23 countries. He's sharing the experience in his documentary, Human Flow, set for release in October. Ai Weiwei, it's a pleasure to meet you.
It's nice meeting you.
Why did you make this documentary? What drove you to do this?
It's very hard not to act in such a crisis. But as artists, you have to find your own way, your own language to respond to this situation. I always have to try and find a language, build up this kind of communication between the people who desperate, has no chance to have their voice to be heard, then the people who privileged and almost think those things has nothing to do with our real life and turn their face away. So as artist, I always have to make this kind of argument and trying to find a language to present my ideas.
We've seen in Europe in particular, in Germany lately, the rise of anti-immigration parties. All change provokes reaction. Where do you see this heading?
Today you see news, they already start to build fences on Mexico-US border. It's so ridiculous. Now 70 nations build fences compared to 11 fences during the Cold War era, and it still reflects the same condition.
So what's going to change that, this sense of us versus them that seems to be building everywhere?
It takes individuals to bear responsibility. We have to think the world is only come from our individual's voice, and we all bear responsibility to defend those values. But it's going to happen because we have to trust in humanity.
I want to show the audience a bit from your documentary. It's this man. He's from Afghanistan. 17 members of his family. Only 5 of them now have died trying to escape, and he is now approaching a gravesite in Turkey where his family is. Let's watch this for a moment.
پولم رفت آدمم رفت 5 نفر رفت 5 آدم 2 تا او کاش کمون به کمی یک جای شوا شوا خوام نمیبره ده خوام من ده خوام میکنم ده خوام 2 تا میگم من چی کنم حالا
What did that mean to you, meeting him?
I think it means everything. Or for ordinary people or for anybody alive, if you lost the people you're close to, and you have a real sense of loss, of part of you is gone. You can see the man is deeply saddened but has no tears. You know, the tears are gone. And as a human, as a humanity, we can easily sense that could be our family or could be our brothers or sisters. So if that doesn't sense anything to us, then we ask the simple question, who we are,
But hearts are hardening.
Yes.
Some are opening, but so who are we?
Yes, we have to ask that question constantly, to make a judgment about ourselves, because this judgment only can come from ourselves, and that only can tells us what kind of quality and life we live in, and we try to show the world who we are. This is always a right question to ask. And if we never ask that question, our life is questionable.
A lot of Canadians were really moved by that photo of Alan Kurdi on the beach, and you restaged that photo of you lying on the beach, and a lot of people got mad. Why did you do that, and what did you think of the anger?
I do that because I want to be in the same condition, to touch my face on the sand, to hear the ocean, which that little boy have no privilege to do that. And that little boy, Alan, is not a single person. It's thousands refugee kids lost their life, and every day there are dozens lost their life.
But some people say, looking at that was just a stunt.
I think most people, they don't want to face the reality. They want to either romanticize it or to create some kind of notion, this is something untouchable, which is absolutely false and fake. We let it happen. It only happened because we let it happen. I want to bring up this argument. We all guilty in some sense, because we know that's going to happen. If we keep selling weapons to those dangerous area, keep initiate those wars, and what do we expect?
You were imprisoned, you were beaten, you grew up in exile. I've read that you understandably have had nightmares. Does making this film, this documentary, does it help?
It helps somehow for me to see my own condition in the very large perspective of the world. And I'm so privileged still sitting here, having my voice and have my film are being shown to the world. But how to get the message through, how to bring more people like me to pay attention to those people who never have a voice. And for generations, they will never have possibility. And that is even much bigger responsibility.
Your documentary is about refugees, but you're still extremely critical of China. Are you safe?
I think nobody's safe. This is I still think nobody's safe. If you look up at today's political situation, things dramatically change. Our ideas, our beliefs, which was established from long times of struggle, can be deteriorated in one day or one night. So in that sense, environmental change, all those things can happen, all the tragedies can happen beyond our expectation, so I think no one is safe.
The actions of your father, who fell out of favor during the Cultural Revolution and was exiled, so you were raised in exile. Now your actions have led to your son being raised in exile. What hopes do you, or fears do you have for him?
My situation is still much better than my father's. Those generation, millions of people died in vain and silent. There's no single voice can be heard. Today I still make a very big voice in talking about human rights and freedom of speech. And I hope I can create a better condition for my son's generation, and they don't have to put up the same kind of fight as his father and his grandfather did.
It's been lovely to talk to you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.